Hey folks, it's Russ. Today is Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're going to talk about how progress comes from motion and not waiting for perfect timing, okay? Because I've had a couple people reach out to me this past week and concerned that they're not getting any sales so far in 2026. And I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you and tell you that January has been super slow for me as well. Usually by this time I have, maybe 6+ signups into my business. And so far this year, I've only had 4 new referrals. So I've had a lot of opt-ins, a lot of leads come in, but only 4 people who have actually joined my business opportunity. So it's been slow, and I think it's slow for everybody. January is typically a slow time in network marketing simply because, it's the month after the holiday season. People aren't, they're being a little bit more cautious with their budgets perhaps. And, we still don't know there's still a lot of uncertainty going on with our monetary system and inflation and all that stuff. So what I try to tell people who reach out to me about this is that, you have to keep going. It doesn't matter if you don't have any sales right now, all right? That's not the point of it. The point is that you want to show up every day, treat your business like a business, and stay consistent with whatever marketing that you're doing. That's the real reason, okay? One of the people that I talked to in one of my direct mail opportunities, they've only mailed out a couple hundred postcards since they started, which was a couple months ago. And, I always say do what your budget allows you to do, but even if you're not mailing, if you can't afford to mail out postcards, then you want to, get on Facebook and create content. Get on YouTube, create content. Do whatever you have to do to get your opportunity in front of people. It doesn't always have to be paid marketing. That's why I do a combination of Facebook and YouTube along with direct mail. Simply because Facebook and YouTube are free, right? It just takes your time. And nowadays with AI and everything else, you can create a piece of content in minutes. I recommend doing videos and showing who you are so people can see who you are. But you want to, whatever you have to do to get your opportunity in front of people, that's what you have to do. And if you're giving up on yourself or you're not feeling like doing it, then you have to revisit your why. And it can't just be a why. It has to be a strong why, okay? Making money is not a strong why. The wealthiest people in the world want to make more money. Everybody wants to make more money. So when I hear people say, I just want to make more money, that's not a strong enough why. That's not going to get you out of bed in the morning. It has to be deeper than that. My why is my family. And not just my family here now, my future. I'm stacking silver for my future grandchildren. I'm building my empire, my Mailbox Money Empire, because I want to know that if something happens to me, my wife and my daughters are going to be taken care of. And my future grandchildren. That's a strong enough why for me to get me to show up every day and take massive action. So you get progress from momentum, right? And you get momentum from showing up every day. And then the momentum builds the motivation builds the empire, or the consistency that builds the empire, right? A lot of people, they just think that, showing up once a week or, once a month is going to build an empire. That's not going to do that, and most people sit and wait to become motivated. And actually motivation comes from momentum. Right? Once you start staying consistent and you start getting leads in your capture pages, you're like, all right, this works. Then eventually you'll get a sign up. Then you're motivated to keep going. And that's what you want to do. You want to keep going. You want to stay consistent every day, no matter what. Like, do I get down when I say, oh my gosh, I only had a few signups come in so far this month, and it's, the month is 2/3 over? Yeah, it bothers me. I'm not going to lie. But I also know that it's just part of marketing. I mean, I have a good friend who makes well over, like, high six figures a year. And a couple of years ago, we were talking, and he had a whole month go by where he didn't get any signups. All right? And this person usually gets, way, way more signups than I do. He's a monster marketer. And he went a whole month without getting any signups. And he's like, yeah, it bothered him, but what are you going to do about it? You can't do anything about it. You can't let it defeat you so that you quit and give up. You have to stay motivated and continue and keep going, right? You don't have to, just keep going. That's all I can tell everybody. Don't wait for perfect timing on things. Don't wait for perfect clarity on things. Don't wait for anything. Just keep marketing. However it is you market, keep marketing. All right, look at this. More envelopes going in the mail today. All right, I'm going to keep marketing. It doesn't matter if I only had 4 signups so far this month. It's not going to stop me. I know next month's going to be better, and the month after that, it'll be better. And if it's not, that's okay. I'm still building a business. I'm still showing up every day, staying consistent, taking action, treating my business like a real business, because that's what it is. And I'm just going to continue showing up no matter what. Because I know that consistency is the key secret formula for everything. Right? If you want to be the best pickleball player in the world, you got to show up and practice every day. If you want to be the best guitarist in the world, you got to play your guitar every day. Right? If you want to be the best marketer in the world, you got to market every day. That's just how it works. You're not going to build an empire or replace your income by just showing up when you feel like it, Like some people yesterday, it was a holiday, but that didn't stop me from showing up and creating content. Because when you say, oh, I have a 3-day weekend, I'll get back to marketing on Tuesday. Most people don't go back to marketing on Tuesday. And then your post that you're doing once a week turns into once every 2 weeks, and then it becomes once every month, and then before you know it, you're not even doing anything anymore, and you're searching for the next shiny object. And the reason I'm talking about this is because this is what I did for 10 years. I would do this, shiny object syndrome. I'd start a program, I'd be really excited about it, and then as soon as the next one came out, I was on to that one. You're never going to build an empire that way, ever. But you have to stay focused, you have to stay consistent, and know that action creates confidence. Action creates confidence. And that builds momentum, And you just have to stay in motion. You have to keep everything in motion. Poetry in motion, Progress comes from motion. And momentum comes from motivation. And motivation comes from staying consistent. And building an empire comes from consistency. And doing all those things, showing up every day, taking action, staying consistent, whether you want to do it or not. That's what you have to do. So don't look at sales. Just look at what you're doing every day and keep doing it. You can't mail out 100 or 200 postcards and think that you're going to build an empire. If you can only afford to mail out 100 or 200 postcards a month, then just do that every single month. And then when you start making commissions, take some commissions, put it back into your business, and then mail out 300 postcards. And do that until you start making commissions, put it back in, until you're mailing out 1,000 postcards a month. And then you get to 5,000 postcards a month and 10,000 postcards a month. There's people that make 6 and 7 figures a year just mailing out postcards. It's possible. It's very possible. And even if you have slow progress, but you're taking action every day, that still counts. That's still going to compound over time. And you'll see results down the road. Nobody can predict when, but I can promise you that if you stay consistent every day and show up and take action and work on your business for an hour or two every single day, over time, you will see results. All right, I can't guarantee you'll make any money if you join me in any of my programs or anything like that. It's all dependent on your work ethic. But the people who join me and take action and stay consistent and show up every day, those people get results. But when you stand still, that's the real risk. You're never going to build a business standing still or saying, oh, I'll just market tomorrow. Or I have a 3-day weekend. I'm going to market Tuesday when I go back to my real job. No, that's BS. Everybody has an hour or two a day to focus on building their own business, to focus on building their side hustle, to supplement or replace their income down the road in the future. Everybody does. I don't care what you do. Everybody has enough time. So 1 step today beats 0 steps. Okay? Getting 2 people to look at your business opportunity today and every day compounds over time. If you got 2 people every day to look at your business opportunity over the course of a year, that's 730 people that you get to look at your business. They opt into your business and take a look at it. Right? And even if you had a 10% conversion rate, that'd be 73 people into your business. Even at a 5% conversion rate, it's 36 plus people into your business. Just by getting 2 people to show up to look at your opportunity every day. How hard is that? It's not that hard when you put in the effort and you treat it like a real business. It's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to do. So take small, actionable steps every day. Empires are built mile by mile, 1 step at a time, 1 foot in front of the other, over a long period of time. Right? So don't give up. It's the beginning of 2026. This could be your best year ever. That's what I'm planning on. I'm still planning on having the best year ever as far as building my empire goes. Okay? So don't give up. Keep working. Show up every day. Stay consistent. Take action. You know the drill. I talk about it in all my videos. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm here to help you out. You can see what I'm all about at joinruss.com. I have a quick start guide over there. You can see all my opportunities. I have some of the tools and resources that I use. Everything over. Just go check it out. And reach out to me if you have any questions. But don't give up on yourself. And if your why is just to make money, dig deeper, all right? Do some soul searching and really figure out what your true why is. All right? That'll help you out a lot. So I appreciate each and every one of you. If you found value in this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. And let me know down in the comments how you're doing so far with your business so far in 2026. It doesn't matter. If you have 0 opt-ins, that's fine. What are you doing? Let me know what you're doing. Let me know how this year is treating you so far in the marketing world, okay? So I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. And until then, stay well, be safe, and peace be with you. Thanks for watching.